Mind your ears. Booting up the game. The Roottrees. We are going to finish the main Roottrees thing. I swear it. But I have no idea if this counts as a finale or not. I don't know what the... I don't know if the other thing counts as a continuation of the same experience or not. Main thing is kind of not the right way to go about it. So not a finale today. I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. But I guess, is it basically like a chapter 2? Is it basically like a chapter 1 and a chapter 2, like 2 halves of the same game? But they're just split up as like their own contained scenarios? I'll see. Interesting. Did both sections come out at like the same time? Or was it like they released this thing and then... Or I keep saying original. I keep wanting to say original. And then they... Where did we leave off? Not too bad. Not too shabby. I spent a lot of time on this. There was a lot of time spent. How do we want to go about this? We gotta make a determination. I would love to fill out the whole tree, even the names that don't necessarily count. But I need to figure out how we're gonna go about it. Should I really try to fill in the like extra names first, and then try to lock in the other 4? And also, how the hell am I gonna find out these last 4 people? How am I gonna do this? I'm kinda... Who are our 4? This guy, Tessa, a Gwyneth, and a Morden, a Gwendolyn. Which I think I've got all the names correct. I think of these 4 names, I think we're solid name-wise. We also mostly have the pictures. It's mostly occupations, and then I have no idea where we're going to find a picture of Tessa. I don't know where that goes. Because I don't think we even have any available pictures, right? That's not Tessa. That's, I believe it's this. I believe that's how that goes. Next question. Next question. Who the hell is this? Where would that even go? Do we... I'm trying to figure out how I want to tackle this. Do I just want to stuff in names where I think it kind of makes sense, and then basically, if we're wrong, then once we lock in the 4, then we try to figure out the last of the names kind of thing? Because like I said, on like a name like this, we were basically down to Linus or a Walter, right? I mean, it would have to be. And then the other being up here. And do I basically have to gut check? Do I feel bad if I just guess at some of these extra names? And how the hell am I gonna get these occupations I'm missing? That's just placeholder. I'm going placeholder for a second. How the hell are there 5 things still tied to this? This is so insane. There's probably some area where we could get, like, something tying, like, getting good information from this. There's got to be something. Okay. How are we gonna... how am I gonna find who these people are? What do you do? The fuck do you do? I don't know where to start with you. Alright, I'm just gonna try the most obvious things first. Just try a bunch of things. Back.
judge are all clowns.
The party's so better than protest.
So signs up while we boogie down, 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 down.
Guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Ladies blush and find me so witty.
They're out of luck tonight, what a pity.
We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the city.
I don't know where to go, and I don't want to click the duck. Hold. Okay, dope. Dope. I don't know why I didn't. I never even looked at this line here, but you would imagine it's dedication to the people that she actually cares about. Okay. At that point. Great. Wonderful. Love that. So you can almost assume then that this one is tied to that name I just placed down. So then it's not even like we're done there. How am I gonna find a Tessa? Oh, I need something. Tessa Roottrees. think we'd already done something like this. Where do I go? You find a link that seems to be a partial and corrupted list of archived articles from the Butler County Times. Articles cut off, but it mentions an Edith Jacobson and an arrest. There's a crime blotter article about Edith Jacobson that also mentions a Helen Roottrees and a Lucinda Jacobson. There's a crime blotter article about Edith Jacobson that also mentions a Helen Roottrees and a Lucinda Jacobson. In 71, when she was 18, Edith and her sister Lucinda were arrested for trespassing at the Miracle Congregation's church in Butler County. They're pretending to be church employees in an attempt to get into the room where the church houses their weekly tithings. Church didn't press charges. They were caught by Helen Roottrees, who was there at the time while her husband, Miracle, was away preaching. Helen Roottrees was quoted as saying, "Jesus forgives, and so do we. The Lord works in mysterious ways, and I'm confident he has brought these young women to us for a greater purpose." That would make sense, right? Arrested for trespassing at the Miracle Congregation Church in Butler County in 71 when she was 18. Hey, man. Sometimes, you know, if it's like, hey, you get to marry into this family with very rich ties, or we'll press charges against you, I'm not surprised some people are going to end up taking the marrying option, potentially. Eh. Damn, so this is just gonna be... I don't know if I see anything else. What do you do, Elias? What the hell do you do? Is his outfit a hint? I don't know if I should be... Have I seen something that would talk about Elias's job? You're surprised I found Helen so fast? You mean so fast today or just in general? I'm kind of bummed I found it because I'm more trying to find fucking... I need this. I need something that goes into this triangle here. Because I need his occupation, a name here would be nice, and then I need to know what the hell... I just don't know where to start with them. Trying to think. I think the easiest way would probably be going by intuition. My intuition? My intuition's usually so bad, though, isn't it? Oh, man. Are you talking about just on his occupation? I don't... Him in general? The number on the evidence. Oh, you're talking about the actual intuition mechanic. I see what you're saying. I forgot that it was called intuition. Well, I mean, this saying 5 is crazy. I know I've probably said this at least once every stream since like part 2. But, like, if I look at the 5, and I look at things that it could potentially be talking about, I mean, the thing is, there's not that much open in this area. So maybe there is something that I'm just not seeing? Okay, let me try to find... Have I not already found the big article that this is about? Because I'm going to be pissed if it's, like, just... My problem was... I mean, I could technically search. Let me see this. It'd be Butler County Times, and then it would be... Before I actually... Theater... Stephanie Jones. So I found this. Born Stephanie Landon until her marriage to local business owner Landon, yeah. Right. So all this I've already got, this I've already got. Her mother, yeah, Caroline. Appeared on the front page. Butler County, have I done Butler County Times, Caroline? Caroline. So what? Okay, so then maybe it's not about this top part, but then CM Carl, I know we don't see eye to eye when it comes to Candy Company, but if you talk to your girls about putting out statements supporting Stephanie, and this would almost assuredly be from Caroline, a message from Caroline to Carl saying, hey, can you get your popular daughters to campaign for us, basically. But I don't know how much more that helps. I'm so confused what could still be tied to this. Of things that are still open. Because the 5 is not just saying there are things in it, but that there are things in it that I don't have locked down. If it's vague, if you've got a vague thing, like I said, I've done so far this whole game without using the hint system. If I could keep it that way, that'd be perfect. But really, if I need to go use the rubber duck for whatever reason, then I will. I just don't know how substantive the hint system is in this game because I haven't obviously tested it yet. I just don't know. Like I said, really, the biggest thing is this little triangle. That pamphlet led you to a news article that led you to Caroline's article, and Caroline's article is in the evidence, so that'd be its own thing, which means the intuition probably doesn't come from that side. So you really are probably hinting that it is just this section. Most likely. I mean, yeah, I kind of see what you're saying. It's a good, vague push that you're saying don't get so caught up in the whole Caroline aspect, since that's its own thing and we've already kind of picked that area clear. Is there maybe a way I can find if they did actually put out some kind of publicity or some kind of statement? Could I find the statement itself somewhere? And then... would that go down or thing? That's not where my brain is at. If they put out a statement about a local election, it would probably still be in the Butler County Times. What are their names again? What are their dumb names? Alright, I'll try this. Reyna. Now, I don't know if I have to... God, I hate the spelling. A-Y-N-A. No! Right? R. I want to make sure I'm not misspelling and then that doesn't... Okay. And then I'll try Riley and then her name is what? Rose? Isn't it Rose? And then like Riley. Roottrees sisters. I never actually nailed down just how specific the search system is in this game. Is it lenient? How lenient are you? Okay, it is Rose. R-H-O-S-E. I really thought... that would do something. A statement on the election. But I... Fuck. Give me at least a little more time in my mind palace. Alright, those are all just placeholders again. I'll worry about that in a second. I want to kind of just start nailing things down here. I mean, the other thing about this is that if there is 5, and it's always tied to empty spaces that are not locked yet, is there somehow some weird reason that if there's a 5 here, it somehow comes back to this? Because that's where the greatest concentration of empty spaces are. But that just seems so crazy. Unless, like... I don't know. That's... In my head, I'm thinking, like, okay, what if they couldn't get a statement from, like... From them. And then somehow... But they didn't even give a fuck. They were doing... They're doing something else. Is there, okay, this is a very specific question, but it's a very easy yes or no, if you know it. Should I know his occupation just by what he's wearing? Is what he's wearing just the only hint to this guy's occupation? Or is there something else I could find that would be pointing to the occupation here of Elias Roottrees? You know, it does look, now that I'm scrolling through things, this looks like you would have the name for, like, a mechanic. Like, a mechanic would be wearing this, like, jumpsuit-looking thing. Again, that's and you would have a name tag on, maybe. It seems like such a reach, though. But it kind of does look like a mechanic's jumpsuit, almost. I don't know. Damn it. Blast it. Fuck. Problem is, Elias is a name shared by a lot of people here, so it's not gonna just be... I mean... I don't know. I don't know. I'm so caught up on this. This is where I want to go. Where would I get a Tessa? A picture of Tessa. I've already tried just searching her name, I'm pretty damn sure. Also, I just put that Nicole Smith name, so it's not even sure that that's where that is there. Damn. All right, sure. Hit me with the direction for something else, as you called it. Because I just don't want to. I don't want to be spinning my wheels for hours, but I also just don't. And I'd rather just. I just don't know where I should go from here. We're at the last. We're at the last little bits of like. Okay. I think I've probably already gotten to this thing before. And I definitely have done this, right? Yeah. Band called CNG and J&D released one single called These Times. Someone with the username DieHard Dazzler scanned the cover and noted that it cost him over $200 at auction. Apparently this is Jim Roottrees and Diamond Lure's first song together. He also mentions that it was performed with Jim's cousin and Diamond's sister. That it was only somewhat similar to Jim and Diamond's later works. Can't find anything else about DieHard Dazzler, the band, or the single, so all that's left to do is add the scan to your evidence after a blazing fast 35-minute download. Track is also available. These Times. Great. Another track to listen to? These Times is an old single from folk group C and J and J&D. You have a scan of the album as well as a recording of the title track thanks to a collector of Jim and Roottrees memorabilia. Website also lists the song credits as music and lyrics by Clark and Jim Roottrees, backup vocals by the LaRues. On it is a sticker that says folk style songwriting catchy. The lyrics of the song contain no clues. Alright, let's listen.
Life is life, love shall be. Me for you, and you for me. Someday will come, though, that this tree will be the last of what was we. With passing years, all paths diverge. Rivers rambling, onward surge. One source behind old memories, but find their ways to different seas. Someday these times will all be over. All be over. Dew dries on the morning clover. Morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free. We'll tell ourselves these stories older, dwell on warmth, ignore the colder, probably yearn for what could be, rose tinted by youth's memory. So act as though these times ain't fleeting, love still flows, our hearts heart beating. For now ignore fate's destiny, two roads to cross, once at this tree. Someday these times will all be over. All be over. Dew dries on the morning clover. Morning clover. So take my hand beneath the tree and carve your name with me. These times are ours for free. these times are ours for free.
As I was listening to that, I was wondering if there was going to be some shenanigans if I tried to take... No, it does actually give it... Okay. But... But also, how does that... Yeah, I know. So did you intentionally do that to me? Or are we... Would it be the ones that are next to each other be the linked up pair? So you'd be like... I have a feeling, I thought about this before you even said that, these quotes are so taken out of context. I'm imagining when I saw this sticker, I was like, oh, those are definitely, this is some kind of like out of context, not what it's saying about the thing. A section of the magazine called Skip It or Flip It has short, pithy blurbs about new records. An album called These Times is listed under the Skip It column with the following. These Times, a new single from C and J and D, Clark Rafferty, Jim Roottrees, and the two of the LaRue sisters. Amateurish folk-style songwriting is catchy at times, but ultimately doesn't do anything new. It's about what I expected. Well, damn. That did not get me where I needed to go. Let me see if there's... Did I already do this? Okay. Sure, might as well. Might as well. See what you got. I'm focusing more on periodicals, but there's stuff on you missed on web pages too. See, yeah, that's probably true. It's just because I feel like I've barely used periodicals, so my brain keeps thinking, oh, there's probably a lot of periodical stuff that you're missing. But maybe I'm thinking about it, Ben. Maybe that's a bad way of thinking. So then I have to determine, do you mean like actually things I've already searched that then already lead to more things, or things that I've yet to actually search? Which I guess technically is like the same thing. But I gotta determine like if I like actually missed like a thing. Like if there was a thing. There's an ad for Roottrees Motors on the paper. Seems Roottrees Motors used to be called Wilkins Motors. An ad for Roottrees Motors has run in every week's Butler County Times for many years, but recently has been changed to include a picture. 3 different unique versions of the ad have been added to your evidence. Oh! Rub your hands together. A Roottrees Motors ad that ran from 74 to 77 advertises that the former... God, I got so lucky refinding that. Oh my god. Advertised that the former name of Roottrees Motors was Wilkins Motors. Wilkins Motors is still the same family business, but has joined the Roottrees family. Okay, so let's even... like... okay. 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 From 74 to 77. So if I'm thinking, that would be around here. It would join... I'm bad at getting the timing of all this thing, but 77, that wouldn't mean it's up here. That would be... this is your 90s, this is like your 7. I'm pretty sure... So then where did we have Wilkins? It was here. So then I'm just gonna flop. I'm gonna flip those real quick. We're going one piece at a time. I think the pictures have dates. Oh, good point. We'll go right back to this. Let me see this. Not this one. God. Not this one. This one's from the 70s, yeah. So in the 70s, it would then go, if the advert is saying in the 70s. Okay. Funny noises, need new oil. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything in the text of this, but we have a new name that we promise will still the same family business. All that's different is we joined a sweeter family. Right. So they would have married, done that whole thing. The Roottrees Motors ad that ran from 77 to 95. Roottrees Motors are the local family mechanic. So then name's fully committed. The local family mechanics serving the entire Pittsburgh area. Funny noise, need new oil. Right. And now, the big one. The Roottrees Motors ad that is presently running first appeared. It says that Roottrees Motors have been around for 50 years as a family business, and also that Tessa Roottrees, their newest fixer, learned all there is to know about cars from Roottrees Motors' parents. So the parents, obviously, that even further solidifies this is Wilkins there. This is mechanic. I was right about this. And that Tessa Roottrees, our newest fixer, learned all there is to know about cars. Yeah. Huge. Massive. Massive, you could say. So family business, stays mechanic. Okay. Okay. I'm feeling... It's good to know that my stupid idea of a mechanic's jumpsuit was correct. Now, we've got a problem though, because things didn't lock in. So then that means these two are not right. And I'm almost positive that I've got the pictures. Well, no, I'm pretty positive the pictures are correct, and I'm pretty positive the names are correct. So then it's just the jobs here that we really need. And it's not housewife and housewife, unfortunately. The easy option is not the correct option. It's funny, miracles like preacher, 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 while his other son became a guy who looks pretty happy and stand up. Oh, preachers. Oh, televangelists. Okay. So then what do you two do? What do you do? Which one do I want to try to comb first? She married a doctor that she disliked. That was how we got this picture and all this. Bean. Yeah, I'm really surprised I found Roottrees Motors, I gotta be honest, because I don't even think anything you necessarily said pointed me to Roottrees Motors. I think I just clicked on a thing and then was like, oh. Oh. Let me try that. How would I find... Yeah. As a bonus, Gwyneth has the green thumb of her mother. I mean, is that anything? Seems like quite a leap. Oh my god! No fucking way, dude. No fucking way! Huge, huge, massive, massive, massive.
To my genealogy genie. If you're reading this, it means you've locked in 49 blood relatives. Congratulations. I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries on the family tree I'd like you to consider. These last 2 are optional. You can summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search and reveal the truth. So make sure you're ready.
So let me see this again. If you're reading this, it means you've locked in 49. Right. Congratulations. I knew you could do it. There are 2 more entries on the tree. I'd like you to consider these last 2 are optional. You can summon me whenever you wish. However, this will end your search and reveal the truth. So make sure you're ready. Well, it feels like I gotta find out these last 2 entries, yeah? I'm a little afraid. I don't think I've got it in me. Ah. Oh. These last 2 are optional and won't lock in until you say, I'm ready. You can summon me whenever you wish, however this will end your search and reveal the truth. Oh, a lot of optional names I didn't get right with these. That's to be expected. Look at all this. Oh, Walter and Force. Wow, Walter and Linus. God. Alright, how do I want to tackle this? How do we do this? Should I even care about these other stupid names of people that don't matter? How many technically positions are there? 1, 2, 3. 4. It could be any combination. If it was like 2, then you just swap it and you'd be fine. Well, I mean, This has got to be this guy, right? This has been the biggest mystery. I've had this picture, and he's just been chilling this whole time in the background of one photo. So, how does this mechanic work? If I try to put in a thing and I'm wrong, but I won't know I'm wrong until I hit I'm ready? Like, if I was, like, wildly wrong. There's no indication I'm right or wrong until I say I'm ready. Is that what it's saying? Well, that seems scary. Is there a big difference in the ending if I get it right or wrong? Or is this just a little extra bonus challenge? It's a big inferred difference. Well, I mean, the part that really talks about that is going to be... So how do I find this? I mean, I assume it's not just gonna take a Mr. Miller from me. I probably could find a name somehow. I wonder if this name is in some piece of evidence I already have, or if I have to now go digging and searching online for something. There's something... They were from a farm. They're from the farm. John? John Miller? Because I don't think we've had... So aside from this, I think at least one of the other names is somewhat worth to, if not actively try to find out. If not actively try to find out, see the evidence that leads to it. If I do, let's say I assume I get this name, and then I hit this. Does it save the save state where I could go back and, like, relook at stuff? Is it going to attempt to try to fill in these names and stuff? Should I just swap out around these names and try to... How am I gonna find this guy's name? EC? I forget. Is it Anderson? Son. Oh, cool. All right. I guess we'll find out together then. How am I gonna find an EC? EC. Am I EC? That's the big twist. I'm EC. It's fine. We like the weird. Who is EC? I mean, okay. Again, assuming I find this name, I do want to try to see if I can figure out how to find this name. Then, like, the thing you're saying, like, oh, there's, like, another name that even if, like, you just guess it or whatever, like, there's interesting thing. I would like to, like, if I can load back up and just see a couple of, like, missed things, I would like to try to see that. Even if those have to be, like, spelled out for me. Like, hey, this is how you would find that thing. Like, I kind of want to see a little bit of the things behind the scenes, maybe. And then we can go from there, kind of thing. You can give me a very, very vague hint for EC. I think the biggest hint I need to do is, do I need to do more research somewhere? Or is it in a piece of evidence I already have? And I don't know which one is more scarier. Because if it's in something I already have, like evidence-wise especially, that means I'm going to be digging. I'll be digging forever. But then also, if it was a search that I need to do, then it would be searching forever. Let me see this picture again. It's some info in the evidence that doesn't seem related to anything else at all. Oh god. And it doesn't even give me the courtesy of doing a magnifying glass on it. Let me read this one again. I mean, in theory, it shouldn't take me that long to go through literally every piece of evidence, but... I mean, immediately my mind would go to... something about the 5 pieces for some reason. I don't know why, just because it's in that photo with the other 5 pieces, and maybe that's just a really weird way for me to be going around that, but... Damn, I gotta read these again, maybe. combining the evidence? It's some info that doesn't seem related to anything else at all. You can find it easily by combining the evidence. Combing. Oh, it is combing. I just misread it as combining. I looked at chat really quickly. That's my bad. That's my bad. Oop, I yanked on my headphones. So I think you'll find it easily by combing the evidence. Okay, well, here we will start the combing now. And by combing, I mean, you probably mean, like, literally... What? There must be somewhere in the evidence some name that literally is an EC. And then it's just like, bam, you know? So do I maybe not need to read it so fast and maybe just try to find an EC? How obvious? There's a whole other periodical I missed. Dang. I'm going quick on the ones where I'm like, I don't think it's this. Oh, yeah. There's no way the name is somewhere on here, right? It's not a thing. I'm gonna assume it's not, like, hidden somewhere on that. I gotta. Oh, okay. So yeah, it's all just talking about that. I can't even tell if the game is trying to pull some shit where like EC is just like a nickname that doesn't actually. I mean, it would be kind of devilish, but doesn't even actually stand for like the actual name part. But that just seems too evil. I'm wondering if I've already passed it. I can't tell if this is... We're starting to run out of pieces of evidence. Oh, Nicole. How did I not... Huh. Whoops. I forgore. Oh, because there were 2 Nicoles before and I hadn't locked in. That makes sense. I probably tried. That jogs my memory now, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, is that... Oh, is that... Yeah. 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 Alright, what the fuck? I feel really dumb now because you said it would be really obvious if I started combing the evidence. And yet, here we are. I think we have different definitions of obvious. Obvious would be like literally like I would see just like the name somewhere maybe. Big bold letters and there would be a music cue as I guess scrolled to it. That's obvious. Okay, you didn't say obvious. You said you'll find it easily by combing. Okay, come on. Come on now. Yeah, easily is even more extreme than obvious. Something about the farm. Something about... What's the piece of evidence that I think was most unrelated to everything else? The most unrelated. Unrelated? I mean... Because everything had at least one little bit to it, yeah? I mean, even this didn't have much ties to it, but it got us a picture that we needed to submit. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know what you mean by unrelated to everything else. Unless you mean like meta, where it's like this thing that technically didn't give us any actual like... But this was always just a summation of what when the person came to visit us. Sure. It's old stuff. Old stuff. Do you mean old as in like evidence I got towards the beginning of the game? Or do you mean evidence that is dated older? Older pictures, older articles? And it's at this point for sure in evidence I have. The answer is in this handful of evidence stuff, right? You're saying? There's nothing else I have to go search online for. Fuck! I'm looking. What if I'm like really overthinking this? You know what I mean? Also, this is a very minor hint that Eli M is a mechanic. Oh. Ah. Oh. Okay, if it is something... Okay, I'm gonna say it like this. If there's something... If it's something in the evidence I have now, and it seems obvious, and also the evidences that have the most information are these two things by Lauren, I'm gonna just... Let me... Because I stopped reading it. I'm gonna just recomb. Let me recomb. We're recombing. Because she does start talking about EC and... Maybe it's obvious. Maybe it's obvious. It wouldn't be a thing about Gwen. And it probably wouldn't be anything about Clark. Alright, halfway through. Does Lauren have the answer? Come on, Lauren! Come on, Lauren! Let's go, Lauren! A fountain of knowledge you are. See, I keep going to like these kind of paragraphs, but you said that it's something not as obvious. I don't know why I don't like that one as much. Not as good as the spooky music. Again, another thing about Clark. Second marriage. It's probably something really stupid, you know what I mean? It's something that's gonna be so, like, once I see it, it's gonna be so stupid, and I'm gonna be like, God damn it. I wanna, like, kick something. I'm gonna wanna kick. Four Eli's. Names are always unusual. These are rules. Junior's firstborn son. That was a big rule, obviously. Certified mail for an Edward Clancy Rootree. How would the government have messed up that? It is stupid, isn't it? It's just Edward Clancy. It was there in plain sight the whole time. With this paragraph, isn't it? It is one of the most obvious answers. We see a lot of CEs. Is it just... Is it too obvious to be true, though? That's what I'm scared at, since it's not going to lock in. Unless you click this. Oh. The full thing. But what does that imply? That implies that there's... I mean, there's a chance that this is not even... It implies so much shenanigans here, if that was actually true. About the 5 pieces, about... like the sneaking of the 6th into the back of that photo. I mean, I don't... Oh, this is probably not right. God, it kind of is evilish that it doesn't lock in unless you're... Why else would that... with the hint that you had given about that it seems like it's a thing that's untied to anything else. Why else would the government send a certified mail that was sure to be trying to get somewhere? And it would be for an Edward Clancy. And then they'd be like, no, my dad's Clancy Edward. But what is it implying? Also, why would... If it's directly related... Okay, you said I can reload if I fuck up. Well, not if I fuck up, but like... I kind of want to try it. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna try it. Fuck it. I don't even care. Oh, it makes you double click. Interesting. Oh no! I got two of the names mixed up. Ah, well, I at least placed. Like I got. That's funny.
So, you thought EC was Edward Clancy Roottrees, and his partner was John Miller?
I don't know. Don't judge me if I'm wrong, lady.
That's exactly what I needed to hear.
Is that a good thing?
I'm Sam Madsen, though you know me as Samantha Roottrees. Yup, I got old.
Yup, I got old.
is from 40 years ago.
Yup, I got old is so funny to me. Yup. Yup, I got old.
My book tells the truth about Elias, of 5 pieces, and my parents. Not my biological parents, Elias Jr. and Patsy. My fathers, Edward Clancy Roottrees and John Miller. By now, you've either read Lauren's diaries, or you're just an incredible
Oh, did I
listener.
read Lauren's diaries?
Lauren was right. I hated the 5 pieces. She just didn't know my full reasoning. My father, Edward Clancy, was a great man, but his identical twin Clancy and his father, Elias, were not. At age 16, my father was caught kissing a farmhand. Back then, they wouldn't even acknowledge gay people existed. Having one in the family was unthinkable. The same year, I was born. A bastard granddaughter. 2 stains on Elias's perfect family. He decided to fix both. They tried to erase Edward Clancy. They even removed his 5 pieces flavor. His name was deemed a dirty word. He became EC.
This must be an evidence thing I didn't get. Is that egg cream? Melon! So then Miracle... So in between here, Miracle was born, and they added the 5th flavor. And then just took out this, but I had never gotten this. Oh, I could have found a history of candy volume 1. Oh, my brain would never have thought of going that deep. I mean, I think I remember reading that it was volume 2, but I would not have thought of going volume 1. That's... We
were sent to the farm, and the 5 pieces did their best to keep the next generation away, to isolate me from family. But Elias couldn't erase us from existence. Laura never realized I was the little girl from her diary.
Yeah, I got
Who
that.
could blame me for being so confused that day? Her father was an exact copy of mine, except without the beard. And while the 5 pieces celebrated a new factory, farmhands did the real work. It's a fluke there's a picture of my father at all. But there he is in the background. The 6th 5-piece. Patsy returned, and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom, from a life she deemed
What is this?
unworthy.
Patsy returned and things got complicated for Elias. She fought for my freedom from a life she deemed unworthy. What is this? Steamy correspondence. How awful is it that such beauty is ripped from its rightful fate, and worse, sent to live in possession of your brother's twisted twin, an outcast forced to live a life of labor under a wicked relative. Didn't get that.
Elias relented, so long as I never learned the truth or receive inheritance. They knew I'd help my father. At Elias's will reading, I learned part of the truth. The rest I learned at home. I began to hate the 5 pieces. My father made me stay silent. He was worried history would repeat, and that his grandchildren would become outcasts. His fears weren't unfounded. As you know, my son Ernie died a few years ago. He had trained to take over as president. But due to family politics, or perhaps hubris, it went to Guy. A real Roottrees. He nearly ruined the company. When Ernie took over, he saved the operation. Over 13 years, he made the family billions. Ernie earned about $36. They got by on Debbie's salary, but when he fell ill, he couldn't pay his medical bills. His death was my tipping point. Originally, my book was meant to expose Elias's hypocrisy. Until I started to look into the other dirty laundry. Ron tried to have Robbie removed from the trust, but couldn't. Robbie was a blood relative, even out of wedlock. That sounded familiar. The Clancid Trust that Elias established was designed to secure his family's future. His entire family's future. He couldn't write exceptions in without the whole thing falling apart. My book can definitively prove that Elias was not the paragon of virtue he's heralded as, and that my daughter and granddaughters are just as much family, at least in the eyes of the Trust, as anyone else. The Clancid Trust will secure their future. They can decide what to do with their shares. But I'm old, and I'm not in it for the money.
Yep, I got old.
The truth has been eating away at me for years, but now I can set the record straight, thanks to you. As someone who enjoys searching for the truth, you might understand the power it has. Whitewashing the past to protect the status quo can lead to repercussions in the present and future. So thank you. You knocked it out of the park. With your expert work, the truth will come to light.
I know I was a little slow, but I gotta say, thank you, Sam, for reassuring me that I did decent work here. You know what I mean? In my own special way, I did some things.
And when it does, my share of the Clancid Trust is yours. Like I said at the beginning, set for
Oh
life.
shit, that's quite generous.
Looking at the family tree on your wall, now with my father's, everything finally feels complete. Unless a whole lot more Roottrees somehow appear from thin air. This is the last time I'll come knocking.
Oh my god. What if that's a hint to what the next thing is? You go like 50 years in the future and there's like a million Roottrees.
Thanks again, and so long.
Get out of here.
We're rolling,
Yeah.
rolling on down to the sea.
Saturday night, and you're quite a sight.
The world might be burning, but I'm feeling right.
Making ends meet, so they rent and
We can't afford gas, so we skate in the streets.
guys all rush to say that I'm pretty.
Ladies blush when they find me so witty. They're out of luck tonight, what a pity. We're rolling, rolling, rolling on down to the sea.
Oh shit. That's pretty funny. Alright, let me go. Let me load this back up here real quick. Okay, so it does lock in. Great. And so the names that I missed. It's just the two that I would have to swap to get the full. I gotta say, I did at least pretty good with randomly stabbing at some of these superfluous spouse names. So if I read Lauren's diary, there's mention a couple times of a starlet. Is that the movie starlet thing? That was the movie with the... Was it a movie? I keep thinking movie, but... Oh, she gets to be in Starlit. I think I always thought this was a... Starlit was a magazine that started with the colorization of film and went until around 1964. Generally, it was a tabloid with focus on famous actors and actresses. It didn't much go into any other aspects of filmmaking or Hollywood news. Wild Bill Williams was mentioned many times throughout the magazine's lifespan, with stories and gossip about who he had been seen with in public. Blondes, mostly 3 specific patches stand out. First mentions one of his first roles was under his real name, Walter Forsythe. There's that. The second is an interview, although he doesn't mention her by name. You determine from context he's talking about Gwen Roottrees. An apology to all the ladies, I'm actually taken. Earlier this year, I did a friend a favor. He's directing a war movie and asked me to play a small part. Wouldn't you know it, that son of a bitch cut me from the picture. I'm just ribbing. Wasn't his fault. Apparently the studio didn't want to pay for a star of my caliber. Got the last laugh though. I met someone. She spent most of the film crying. She was playing a soldier's wife. But even though through the tears she was incredible, I know I tend to have a reputation for this one's true love. I only have eyes for her. Ironically, the third is a rumor that his divorce from Gwen was due to multiple affairs, including one with another actress. An American reader on vacation in Paris claims to have overheard Wild Bill and Gwen arguing in public while she was holding a baby and visibly pregnant. Not long after, Gwen announced she was divorcing Wild Bill and also that she was pregnant again, giving this rumor more credibility. Gwen Roottrees often starlet. Most mentions were around the time of her divorce in 1958 from Wild Bill Williams. Gossip speculative, full of tabloid stereotypes. Some of it focused on the fact that when she announced her divorce, she also announced she was pregnant again. Multiple affairs left her heartbroken. Also an interview from earlier, 57, where she was asked about her last name. She answered, "Power of a name is undeniable. My grandfather constantly preached the importance of family names and honoring them. Father decided to bless me with a famous name. There's nothing wrong with Cornwall, but Roottrees has power. My husband similarly goes by Wild Bill. It's an infamous name he repurposed for himself because he didn't have the benefit of being born with a famous one. But Wild, combined with the alliteration, Williams is incredibly memorable. Although we relocated to Paris, I know your ears love to keep up with my husband, so consider this a Starlit exclusive at both of us. Wild Bill and I have a child on the way, and we're sticking with Roottrees for the last name, not Williams, but we also plan to lean into alliteration. That's how we'll honor both of our family names for the next generation." Interesting. Oh, on the web. Have I not already done that before though? Ah! You're just having me type. I don't think this is... Oh, there we go. I had to type in... That's dumb. An album by Jim and Diamond released in 95. It wasn't professionally reviewed. The diehard fans of Jim and Diamond online say it was returned form. See, it was apparently so hard to find in stores, some fans have resorted to selling cassette bootlegs of it. There's a music commerce website that claims to sell the album, but it's sold out at the moment. You do find a short sample of one of the songs called Sun. Add it to your evidence. Cherry Tree is an album by Jim and Diamond, and one of the songs called Sun. The website you found did not have a full version, but you managed to find a short preview of the song's chorus. Jim sings the following.
There blazed a spark of light that ever brightly shone. From her starting days, imparting wisdom to conquer life unknown. Though someday she'd depart in part, I'd never be alone. In my heart, I'll always be the son of.
I'll always be the son of Elias and Joan. Something something rhymes alone, Joan, Joan unknown, Joan. Joan, because it's saying she'd. That's kind of clever. Search Guy Hudson. Does not archive their obituaries. They did a front page story 82 about Guy Hudson and his wife Patricia dying in a car accident. The story itself was surprisingly light on relevant details due to the relevancy or recency of the accident. Police reported that the crash was caused by an unidentified driver who swerved in front of the Hudson's car, causing them to brake hard and veer off the interstate. Although Guy was a somewhat controversial president, foul play is not suspected. There were witnesses who reported that the vehicle which instigated the wreck was speeding, swerving between lanes, and cutting other drivers off as well for at least 5 or 6 minutes before the traffic accident. One witness says it could have been any one of us who they eventually ran off the road. The aggressor fled after the accident. Police have few leads other than make and model. Guy had been president of the Roottrees company for only 4 years, though an undoubtedly volatile period in the company's history. He and his wife had no children. Yeah. Well, fireworks for my trouble.
So, you thought might not but my head this they with but put and hit at my but what they go that hit my and the glance at the was and look
Pretty fun. Pretty fun. I liked some aspects of this. It was a lot of fun. I think I generally, I mean, I know I'm just maybe half of the game now, but like, I think I do like the experience of like Obra Dinn a bit more. I think I like the process of finding things out more, like in like almost like investigating like a crime scene almost with Obra Dinn. Felt a little more like, you know, you're looking for like context clues. I like trying to find context clues in like a scene more than I like trying to find clues by searching terms. And I think that ultimately leads to, and I think I drew this comparison before, but I think sometimes I wanted the search function to be, this is going to be a weird way of describing this, and this is going to sound like I'm just complaining that I'm not good enough to beat the game, like be better at the game, right? But in my head, I want the search function to be a lot more stronger, to be more closer to something like I was talking about before, something like a Telling Lies or a Her Story, where like I could search for any word anywhere, and then a database would be like, this is every mention of the word. And I know they restrict that because they don't want it to be too easy, and so they really make you have to go like find a thing somewhere in a certain, like search a certain periodical for a mention of that. But like, I didn't like how there was like instances where me searching for a name online would produce nothing, but then I should have just known that I could search for some other names and that would lead to something important, if that makes sense. Like, I don't like how it's so boom and bust searching certain names, and then some names, I know it's supposed to almost come across as more realistic because there's more likely a chance that like it would make more sense. It's more realistic that some articles would be written, online articles would be written about a certain person and some wouldn't. But I didn't like that, like, because then I'm left as the player to be like, okay, well, let me search for this person's name, let me search for this person's name, and a lot of the times I'm going to get back nothing, and then I'm ultimately, the feedback is going to be to me, be like, oh, well, searching for names is not what you should be trying to do. So then I would give up on searching certain names, but then it turns out, yeah, searching for certain names in just a basic web search is what you're supposed to kind of do. So I didn't know. I don't know. That's kind of how I feel about it. And like I said, I think as an experience of searching for clues, it is a lot more fun searching for clues in a physical space like Return of the Obra Dinn. Even though that one was equally challenging for me, I would say, like, it's more of a fun experience. While there is something fun like poring over like online articles and stuff for like clues, I think it's a lot more fun. I think the experience was a bit more fun doing that. Let me check out what the new game is. The new one is. I don't know how much we're gonna get into it, but let me... Root Mania will spoil unlocked content. Make sure you've tied up any loose ends before starting. I assume this just means if I wasn't 100% satisfied with what I did in the base, then I shouldn't do this, but... Let me see what's in here. Let me see how this presents itself. Oh, shit!
I'm Clark. Probably not who you expected to be knocking, but life's funny sometimes.
Oh my god, this family.
You've done well staying anonymous. It took us a while to track you down.
What a nightmare.
A lot has happened in the last year. Far too much of it public. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes, too. I never wanted to be president. I'm not great with stress. With my mother's deteriorating I'm sorry, I'm rambling. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm here because part of the fallout of Sam's book is that everyone's coming out of the woodwork. Now that it's public knowledge that Clancy Trust covers any Roottrees despite their history with us, a lot of potential cousins have surfaced.
Oh boy.
You may have seen that man on the cover of News Time. It was a disaster for us. And then Miracle went and made it all about himself. The long and short of it is, a lot of potential cousins just showed up. Sam's helping some of them, but she's not really going about it the right way. And she's not taking calls from anyone in the family. I let it slip through a mutual friend that I found you, and I was stopping in. It's manipulative, but I'm hoping she'll reach out to you. You can let her know I'm on her side. In the meantime, if you're willing, I can share our files with you. Pass them along to Sam if she reaches out. I'm genuinely hoping she'll realize I'm an ally. Feel free to do your own research. I've been told you enjoy things like this.
Buh.
To each their own.
Debatable. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh my god. So this one's even tougher than the first one. Oh boy. But is it still worth doing? Pay close attention to what you find and be sure to look into loose ends. You have to leave. Alright, I'm probably gonna end at least the Roottrees here. But we'll, I don't want to get too deep into, because I want to start that fresh as we do it. Well, I'll do it, definitely. I don't see why I would completely miss it. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'm trying to decide, do I want to do... Do I want to just call it a day? Or do I do... Ooh, I could do, like... But yeah, have fun in an escape room. That sounds like fun. I could do... like, Promise Mascot Agency even tonight. And then I could just take... Since I'm gonna have to take some time off anyway to do some stuff, I could come back later tonight or even tomorrow, but... Let's at least call it for now. I might be back on later tonight with some Promise Mascot Agency. That's how we're going to break it up. I'll eat early. We'll do that, and maybe I come back late tonight for some Promise Mascot Agency chill. I think that's what I'm feeling. So we'll break it up. A rare, broken up, potentially 2-part stream. And if I'm not on tonight, then we'll just come back to Promise Mascot Agency or something tomorrow. So I'll head out. So yeah, fun Roottrees game. I'm scared. I'm scared if the second one is even harder. I'm scared of what it has to show, but I genuinely, other than a couple parts where I got stumped, like genuinely stumped, it is a fun, especially early on, it was fun solving some things. I like the deduction of kind of going through. Like I said, I think I kind of like the process a bit more in like Oberdin, but yeah, I think this still has its merits and it's still fun. It's a fun time. So we'll see. More infidelity, maybe. Cousin Roottrees. We'll see what this has all got next time. Might be on later tonight with Promise Mascot Agency, but if not, I'll be back tomorrow. And we'll do that. So until then.